This infant will have been seen by an obstetrician, a midwife, a healthcare visitor.
Yeah.
But why is it not being picked up?
Because plagiocephaly is the sneakiest thing. Initially, you'll have molding of the skull, but then it's only at about a month, around 6 weeks, where there are a couple of different physiological changes that happen all together, where if you have a tension in the base of the skull, all of a sudden that skull starts to flower out into the vault. So one of the most interesting and important things is when you are seeing a baby in the beginning, even though the head shape looks good, you mark it, you measure it, it looks good, because you'll get a time where they come in and all of a sudden this plagio has kicked out. And if you haven't marked it up to that point, it's tantamount to that you've missed it. And it happens like that, yeah.
Right. And what is the conventional approach to dealing with plagiocephaly?
So
and I don't, as when I say conventional, you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Standard medical care.
Yeah. So nothing is number one. The problem is that the plates in the skull don't really come equipped with actual like epiphysis and that kind of thing. So that if you don't put a force in, the chances are they're not going to change back. And if you look at adults' heads, you will see some funky looking heads out there. There really are quite a few. And the problem is everyone kind of harps on it's the cognitive side. Yes, that is still up for debate, but the problem is having that means that it creates torticollis, it creates asymmetry, which messes up that journey of all your milestones. So it's really important to look at that. The problem is it doesn't cause something hard and fast like diabetes. So you can't tick it off. It causes a longer term issue of development going forward, which is not something that's easy to sort of just tick on a box. But the initial thing is to do that. The next thing is to, and what is most important, I'm really passionate about it, is to educate parents beforehand. They have to understand, and this is part of Western life again, babies we are apes. We're not designed to be put down. The calvarium of the skull is the bone is made in such a way that it doesn't go through a cartilaginous stage. It only goes through a membranous stage. So it's really soft. It's not meant to lie on the ground and have all this pressure onto it. We're meant to be on top of each other. But because we put each other down and we look to one direction, that's going to start that push. So one of the things is to actually educate parents before there's any head problem that you need to change sides, you need to do tummy time, you need to do face time, you need to have them upright. So education is key with that, because if you can stop it before it starts, brilliant. Then we have positioning. Positioning is really difficult without any physical therapy, without any manual therapy, because that's asking a parent to lie down, have their kid that wants to look to the right, move them to the left, and all they do is move back to the right, and they start feeling like a failure. Where we know with the systematic reviews coming out now that cervical range of motion is the key, and opening cervical range of motion is the key to be able to unlocking what happens with the plagio.